Hello friends, I had a couple of interesting examples here dealing with the process. And these are not what I would classify these as semi-successful. They're not exactly what I'm going for, but some interesting things came through. First off, I will demonstrate again what I see as the most difficult, the most challenging aspect of this process. And that is a level of honesty that only sounds easy. In my cat, you would agree? You agree? You agree? Yes. Let's take a look here. This is the range of time and space here. It's a satellite. I'm going to go with, and right here in entry proprioception, kind of getting ready. Nothing. I'm going to move a little bit along so it's not too boring. Oh yeah. right off the bat. Here, let's watch this again. Let me see where that even came from. Where did that come from? A pattern completed out as a space capsule. Okay. Which, off the bat, I can look at it, I could end right here and say, wow, that was a success. But it's not really a success because that's not what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for in a pattern complete. This is a pattern complete, again, is where the neurons in my CA3 area pattern complete a memory association. And they complete it out. So if I went with this session would be done, but I don't want that because what I want, I can't trust this. I could have just as easily have said it is the Titanic. That's not what I want. What I want is right in here. I need this ideograph to produce proprioceptive, to stimulate my proprioceptors and produce a dimensional sensation. That's what I need. I don't need this. Claustrophobic. That could have went over. I could have put that over here as a pattern separation. Meaning that this is a image, but I did not get a dimensional sensation, and that's what I need. The dimensional sensation indicates to me that an actual remote viewing is taking place. This does not. This could be random for all I know. It's not trustworthy. It's interesting later on in the process, but in the beginning of the process, for me, it isn't. I need to have dimensional sensation to know that I'm experiencing an actual remote viewing. A rocket. It's coming through, but I still don't have a dimensional. That's an interesting one. That was an interesting one. But still, I'm not experiencing any dimensionality. And that is what stereognosis is. That's what haptic perception is. And without it, I can't trust that any remote viewing is actually happening. And because I'm not feeling it from any of these, I'll try one more. I abort. I abort it. Even though someone could look and say, oh, look at you, got it, man. Rocket, space capsule, you got it. No, I didn't. I didn't get anything that would indicate to me that an actual remote viewing is taking place. So I did the most difficult thing. This is the most difficult thing. This requires a level of honesty that is extremely difficult. It only sounds easy. It's very difficult to be able to say that and do that and say, I'm not getting any dimensional sensations. I can have no indication that a remote viewing is taking place. I'm going to abort the session. Come back later. I don't know when it was. Maybe the next day or something. I don't know. And let's see. I'm going to pick it up again. Okay, now I'm getting some kind of a dimensional sensation. It's starting to come in. I'm rendering it. There it's starting to. The proprioceptors here are active. Something is taking place here. There's something here. I don't know what it is. Again, I'm getting my pattern completes here on a rocket, but now that I've actually experiencing some type of, or a satellite, which is what it is, I'm getting some dimensional sensations. These are far more valid to me now. Without this, I can't trust this. With this, I can trust this. These were good. These are producing. These are doing what they're intended to do. And I'm going to utilize as many as I can and see where I can go. I wanted to utilize the rest of the page. I don't want to waste. It was a half a page. I didn't want to waste the rest of the page. So I wanted to resume and utilize the rest of it. My dimensional sensations are coming through. I'm still in this pattern complete element. And we'll see how that plays out here. I feel confident enough. Okay, there's something going on. I am getting these, but I am verifying it with some dimensional sensations. So I'm ready to go into E2. I want dimensional sensations. I want notions / pattern separation. I want some senses. And I put my pattern completes over there. Move a little bit here. Tall pointed structure. We'll see how this is only semi-correct. It's only semi-correct. So I'm not putting this remote viewing experience as a total success. It's partial success. Therefore, my method here only produced a partial success. See this idea here of this shape of the structure. I'm getting a pattern completes of a church. There it is. I'm now perceiving it. Density is starting to come through, even though it's not completely correct. There's some pattern separation here. We can see on the top. We can find something that resembles that, but it's lack of fusion. Well, actually, it has it over here too. Okay. So it's semi-correct. With this element up here, okay, I'm getting some lack of fusion as to what goes where. So some things are correct, not everything. Yeah, we can look at it and say, okay, yeah, we can kind of find some of that stuff here. I'm in it now dimensionally, I'm enjoying it. Top looking down, it's up high. Okay, that's true. Tall structure point at the top, kind of, well, it's true, but it's not shaped like this. Dimensionally, I'm missing elements. There are some notches. I can't read it. In the center part of the structure, notches in the center part are here. Okay, I can go with that. Pretty good. Seems like grooves at the top. Okay, I can kind of go with that. Get to the end here. And then we'll do a quick kind of analysis of what I think about it. It's hollow inside. The haptic perception is taking place, but I'm not in the correct part of my brain. Here's what I'm confident of. It is a man-made structure. It's not a mountain. It's not fish in the sea. It's a man-made structure. I can look back at some of these pattern completes and say, yeah, the pattern completes are showing it. The dimensionality is somewhat there. It is reminding me of a rocket. And some of these elements are there, even though I can say, there's some lack of fusion in there. So, rocket satellite, but this is the element here that I would say is correct. The rocket part is what gets it up here, and that's not what I want. What I'm looking for is the actual remote viewing, where the actual remote viewing is taking place, and that an actual remote viewing is taking place. So I can look at this and say, okay, my primary gestalt here was something that's reminding me of a rocket. Okay, it's like a rocket here. But I didn't get any sense that I was floating in space. Therefore, my experience here is not completely correct. It has gone through the pattern completes and has produced a somewhat correct interpretation. The dimensionalities were there. I was experiencing dimensional sensations, but it was missing very important elements. So, again, I classify this as a semi-successful attempt. But this is really the most important part here, was that the most difficult part, which again requires a level of honesty in this to say a remote viewing is not happening. I'm not feeling, my proprioceptors are not stimulated, and I just have to abort. And it's very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. It only sounds easy. Here's another one. Here, let's go with this one. Okay, so here we are. We're back a bit in time on this area, in this kind of cool looking spot here. We got buildings, we got some ships over here, we got people over here. There's stuff going on. Let's see what happens. Let me move along a little bit here. Okay, something was there. I enjoyed this ideograph. A dimensional star, it is making itself known to me. I have a cat meowing in the background. That's actually while I was doing this. But I like those distractions. Pattern separation, round is a pattern sep. I don't want to dump that. I want to encourage the further exploration of that. That's a good one right there. This is going to stimulate some proprioceptive activity here. I want a little bit more proof. Now I'm getting my proof here. I'm dealing with some man-made. I'm pattern completing it as an apartment or houses, which we can see is actually there. As I'm trying to build it out. My dimensions are coming in, different heights, definite 90-degree angles. So I'm at about stone architecture here. So with the dimensional, I got some good pattern steps. I'm at about 65% confident that when I get my feedback, the remote viewing is true. I'm dealing with another man-made thing. It's stone architecture. I'm confident now because the dimensionals are coming through. This is man-made, stone architecture. My patterns completes over here are worth more now because I'm getting dimensionalities here. So these now hold a bit more weight. Multi-layer or multi-level. Different heights. There's a lot of different heights going on. It's pretty complex. But what I want is this right here. There's some that are higher than others. It's all about this stereognosis right here. This is it right here. And it's cool. I'm enjoying it. Let's get multiple levels of heights and that kind of thing. There's a lot going on. It's man-made. It's like an apartment complex or stone architecture. Some are up here, some are down here. Some are up here and some are down here. Okay, that's cool. One's higher than the other. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this session at this point. I could hang out in here for an hour and just enjoy it. Just doing this. Without the burden of trying to solve the mysteries of the space aliens. Yeah. It's a man-made structure. And I have a confidence level of 90%. Okay? Which is very important. I think that's pretty, oh, we gotta try one more. Buildings, right there. I do one more. buildings. Buildings. And so at this point, because of the stereognosis, the haptic perception, dimensional sensations, the proprioceptors here, I'm at a 90% confidence level that when I look at the feedback, I'm going to see buildings. I'm going to see man-made structures. They're going to be multi-layered. They're going to be different heights, different levels. It's going to be stone architecture. My pattern complete is going to be worth more now, apartments and houses, because of this. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Okay, I got one more here. Where is it? No, that's not it. This guy? This guy. Oh yeah. This is another one. Like the other guys. Again, satellite. This is the Mars rover on Mars. And it ends up similar to what this one is, because they're similar in the idea of what they are. That one, this is an interesting one here. Cliff with water as a pattern complete. I'm looking at this and trying to decipher it intellectually as opposed to experiencing it dimensionally or having it produce some kind of proprioception. That's why it goes over here. I can't trust it. That's interesting. Something is moving, okay? Put it under pattern separation because I don't want to disqualify it. I'm getting a sensation of something's moving. Something's in motion. Like the rover here. Okay, something's in motion. But again, I'm going to have partial success, just like within this session, because I'm perceiving this, but I'm perceiving it in a different stage of its activity. Here's my pattern complete of an airplane, because I'm getting motion. There's motion here. I get it. I'm stuck in a certain kind of I'm stuck in an idea here. I'm getting a little bit trapped. PC of a rocket again, because of the motion. Smoke from takeoff. See how the pattern completes coming in. Smoke from the takeoff. I am pattern completing out here. Going high up. Fish jumping out of water as a pattern complete. Here, you can see the idea that I'm stuck on here. Ramping up, it's going up. Water element nearby, and I'll talk. Cape Canaveral as a pattern complete. It reminds me of a rocket launch. Okay, so this one, not unlike this one here. The rover was launched on a rocket from Cape Canaveral in Florida. It's right by the water, launched on a rocket. So that part of it is true. But this is the range of time and space that I want. This is the wrong range of time and space. I'm in the wrong range of time and space. I'm before. There's a process that took place to get this here and get it doing its thing and moving around and doing all of its stuff. that included this rocket at Cape Canaveral in Florida that's right by the ocean. But that's not where I wanted to go in time and space. I want to go in time and space here on Mars with the rover at the time it's doing its thing. So this is partially correct. Partially correct. Meaning the notion came in, these pattern completed. They completed at the wrong range of time and space. But it is related. So it's a partial success, but it's not the success that I want. That's not the success that I want. I want to be at this range of time and space. Here. This is cool, but I want to be here. That's the discipline of it. So that's just a couple examples of the discipline of remote viewing. When it can be great and when it can be the never-ending learning lesson that it is constantly. Best is yet to come. Thanks so much.